So we've done a lot of work with organisations to help them to understand how to drive their business. And over the course of time, we developed this particular model, which I think we find to be very insightful within organisations. And what we're saying here is that there are two determinants, two factors that influence the way in which an organisation grows and develops. Firstly, it's the ability to envision a future state, to be able to define very clearly in your mind what that go-to position is. And quite logically, the second determinant is the ability to achieve it, the ability to create and execute a plan to get you there. And so if we look at this model, we find that there are some organisations who are very good at envisioning that future state. Some entrepreneurs are very good at envisioning that future state. Highly optimistic definition of what it's going to be like in the future. But not that good at turning that into concrete plans that are with defined deliverables that take you from where you are to where you need to get to. And we would, in our model, we would define that as a dreaming organisation. It's got a lovely dream, it sounds fantastic, but it's never going to be achieved because we can't turn it into action. Along the other axis, we find organisations who are very, very good at doing what they always do, at turning the handle. So they've got their solid business processes, they do what they always do again and again and again. And through time, that's delivered good business performance for them. But they'll always just continue to do that, and any changes they make will tend to be incremental changes. We want to make a minor tweak here, a minor adjustment there. So we would define those organisations as delivering or doing. They're just doing what they've always done. Will they break into new markets? Probably not. Will they thrive in organisational performance terms? Probably not. Will they continue to be happy and content with what they're doing and deliver business results? Quite possibly. But we're talking here about really pushing business performance. We also come across organisations in this bottom sector here who aren't very good at doing what they do and who aren't very good at defining what they want to be, at creating that future state. And so we would term those organisations as drifting. And if you come to the very bottom of this quadrant, we would define those organisations, if we continue the alliteration, as dying. Because they must die by definition. So what we try to do is to help organisations come into this top quadrant here, which is to say, let's drive the business. And we drive the business by having a very clear focus on what it is we want to do, what we want to achieve, that go-to position. We can define and articulate a desired future state. And we can describe it in terms that are meaningful to everybody within the organisation, whatever the level, whatever the function. Moreover, we can then translate that into plans that can be executed, into project delivery plans, into tasks that are then deployed through the organisation to ensure that it can be achieved. That's the definition of a driving organisation. And I started this segment by talking previously about the connection between individuals and organisations. This is exactly the same with our lives. If we want to move forward in life, then very clearly you'll know people in your social network who are dreaming, always going to do something, always going to be brilliant. And you'll know people in your social network who are delivering. They're just doing what they're always doing, and maybe they've lost that spark, they're not that happy, but they don't know what else to do. Organisations are exactly the same. And so if an organisation is dreaming, then the intervention, the support is really about, so how are you going to make this happen? What are the steps that you can take? What are the small steps, the medium steps, the large steps? How do you work with other people to make sure that this is achievable? And if the organisation's in delivering, how much better can you be? What else can you do here? What are your competitors doing? What are the customers doing? What are they doing in other industries? What are they doing in other sectors? What are they where are the innovations in the world? And how can you take those innovations and apply them into your organisation to ensure that you can start to learn how to create that future state? And if you can create that future state, then you have an opportunity to get into this driving section here.